Mm, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, here we go. Here we go. There's so much that I want to say about the G20 summit. There's so much that I want to say about the G20 summit. There's so much that I want to say about all of this mess. There's so much that I want to say about the G20 summit. But I quickly on this particular video, I'm gonna try to go less than 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna try. I said I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be below 10 minutes. The entire world is now focusing on South Africa, and the entire world is looking at South Africa's statistics, and everybody's saying, wait, 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 wait. Why is there so much unemployment in South Africa? Why is there so much crime in South Africa? Foreigners in South Africa? Why is there a drug pandemic in South Africa, or epidemic, or whatever word crisis, a drug crisis, a substance abuse crisis in South Africa, right? The entire I'm going through the internet, and I'm looking at all of these YouTube channels, the European channels, Indian channels, and all of these people are saying, the G20, the conference itself, the G20 summit itself went well, right? Everybody's saying, oh, it went well despite the participation from the US, it went well. And guys, I've already told you about the US. I'm going to do another video about the US, right? I've, I've, I've spoken about the US multiple times. I've said anybody that has a brain, a pop-up brain that works in that country needs to leave now. If you are in the US and your brain works properly, you need to leave. If you are in America and you want to live a long life, you enjoy being alive, especially if you are not white. If you are in the US right now, as I'm talking, if you are in America today and you want to actually live a long life, you enjoy being on earth, you enjoy being alive, you don't want to die, you need to leave that country. Donald Trump, and I wanted to do a separate video on this. I didn't want to include it. Man. Oh, okay, I'm just going to have to say it. Donald Trump is overseeing the destruction of America. Donald Trump is just overseeing the destruction. He's the guy that's hired to retrench people. Okay. In a company that's going down, when the company is failing and basically the investors of the company are pulling out their money, right? The investors of the company are pulling out their money. So what has to happen is that the company itself must downsize. Okay. They must downsize. So there's a guy who the company hires to oversee that process. He's the interim CEO. They used to call it the special CEO or the interim CEO, to oversee the collapse of the company, to manage the collapse. This man is hired to make the collapse look good. Okay. Donald Trump is there to make the collapse of America look good. Okay, here's what I mean. Again, I see a lot of you still don't understand what I'm saying. When you get retrenched or when you get fired from your job, Donald Trump is the manager that will tell you that, hey, It's not such a bad thing that you're getting fired. You know, you are young and you are talented, and this is actually an opportunity for you to move to another city and look for greener pastures elsewhere. You know, this is actually a very good thing. This is probably the best thing to ever happen to you. Remember, you said you want to open your own business and you want to do this and that and you want to get married and start a family. Remember when you told me, well, I think this is the time for you to do that. I think you should relocate to another company or another business or another city. You should just, it's a fresh start. It's an opportunity of a fresh start. That's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is that guy in the US. He's that guy who's saying, hey, we are destroying this country. But that's actually a good thing. It's don't consider it a destruction. Consider it a something, reconstruction, re, make America great again, make America great. We are not destroying it, we are making it great. This is the best thing to ever happen to America. The beating people up and all of this racism, and they're beating people up and they're deporting people, and all of this nonsense that's happening in the US, it's actually a good thing. That's Donald Trump. He's there to destroy the country while convincing everybody that, hey, this is actually a good thing. Okay. So I need everybody to leave the US. Please, guys, please leave. Don't argue. Just leave the US, please. Because the thing is, what they are doing in the US, you're not going to recover from it. America is not going to recover from Donald Trump. Okay. The US is not going to recover from Donald Trump. Forget this man. Look at what Donald Trump has done in 9 months. In 9 months of being the president, 9 months of his second term, 9 months, 9. All hell has broken loose around the world in 9 months. This man has started fighting with everyone in 9 months, just 9 months. So you can tell that eventually he's going to force you to go fight a war. That will definitely happen. He's headed towards forcing you. If you're an American and you're listening to me right now, please leave. Otherwise, you will find yourself in another country fighting a war, getting shot in the face. They will send you to Iran and Iraq. They'll send you to Israel. They'll send you to Russia to go fight there and get shot, because nobody can beat Russia. Nobody, there's no country that can overpower Russia. I don't care what they say, nobody can beat Russia. Especially when Russia is united with China. Forget, you are not going to beat those guys. They have weapons that you don't even understand. Okay. So please, guys, if you're in the US, please, the best thing you can do is leave. Leave before the end of 2026. Before the end of 2026, if you're in the US, please leave before the end of 2026. Now, I could go on and on and on and on for the next hour about the US. So I'm going to do a separate video about the US. But the gist of the video is this. I'm saying it right now. I'm saying, please leave. If you're in the US, please leave. If you're in America, please leave. Go literally go anywhere else. I'm not saying come to South Africa. I'm saying go anywhere else. You could literally go anywhere else in the world. You'll be safe anywhere else. Leave while you still can. Otherwise, Donald Trump is there to start wars. He's there to start wars, to send everybody to a war so that all of you can die, and him and his kids could live a fancy life in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, and retire there. Otherwise, you guys, he's there to kill America, to destroy America. Donald Trump does not want an America after him. Okay? So please, guys, please, I beg you, leave the US. That is the only thing you can do in America right now. If you are not white, if you're anything else except for a white European, leave America. Please, guys, there's no fixing this. Okay. Now, let me come back to talking about South Africa. Yo, there's so much to say. Okay. I'm going to stick to the unemployment in this video, and I'm going to try. Okay, I'm already at 10 minutes. I'm already at 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try to. Okay, I'm going to try to be less than 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to shoot. Guys, I'm not going to go deep. I'm just going to shoot from the hip. I'm not going to go deep. I'm sorry. I'm running out of time. So I'm just going to shoot. If you guys have any disagreements with me, you just have to do your research, man. I don't have time today. I don't have time to show you like I usually go. I usually talk for an hour and I show you the evidence and I show you all my research and I show you everything. Today we don't have time for that. So I'm just going to shoot, okay? South Africa has serious problems. South Africa's problems are deeper than the people of South Africa think. The people of South Africa think the problem is just the ANC. No, and I've said this a long time ago, it's deeper than that. Yes, it's the ANC, but which ANC are you talking about? Okay. Yes, it's the ANC, but which ANC? Because there is another ANC. The ANC that you see, which is Fkced and Balula and all of these guys, that's not the ANC that's running South Africa. Those are just the people that are paid to just talk nonsense. Those are the celebrities. Okay. So South Africa right now, we are man, South Africa is so screwed. Look, we are so screwed. We don't know how screwed we are. And I've been making videos and saying how screwed we are for such a long time. And now I'm going to have to repeat myself in a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to have to basically brief you guys as to why we are screwed. Okay, number one, the ANC is destroying South Africa, and they have a good reason why they are destroying South Africa. The reason why South Africa is being destroyed is because the Reserve Bank, listen to me, the Reserve Bank, which is the Reserve Bank, yes, South Africa, the South African Reserve Bank is a private company. It's a private entity. It's a private company, okay? It's called the South African Reserve Bank, just like you can start a company that's called South African Barbershop. Okay, so we have the South African Reserve Bank. It's a private bank. Now, the managers of that bank, the people, the HR, the people that work in that bank are ANC people. The people that own the bank are people that used to run the apartheid government. So the apartheid government still owns the Reserve Bank, plus certain Americans, okay, certain American investors, plus the Ruperts, the Johan Rupert, and the Oppenheimers, and the De Beers, and all of these people, okay, they are the owners of that bank. Now, the thing is, in the South African economy, South Africa's money, our money, is held by the Reserve Bank. So South Africa's money, okay, is held by the South African Reserve Bank, which is a privately owned bank. Okay? The people that own South Africa's money, the people that own South Africa's economy, are the ones that the ANC works for. The ANC does not work for you. The DA does not work for you. EFF does not work for you. MK Party does not work for you. Racist Mackenzie and the Pathetic Alliance don't work for you. Musi Maimane does not work for you. None of these people, Songe Zozibi, all of them, none of these people actually work for South Africa. They work for the Reserve Bank. That's where they get their money from. All these political parties, the IEC gets money from the Reserve Bank. They don't get money from you. The IEC is how they distribute the money to the political parties. Okay. Again, I'm going to say this again. President Ramaphosa works for the Reserve Bank. And whoever could be the next president of South Africa, if the next president of South Africa comes from these political parties, they will also work for the Reserve Bank. They don't work for you. Okay. Now, the Reserve Bank, in the subject of unemployment in South Africa, in the subject of corruption, in the subject of all these illegal foreigners, the Reserve Bank wants that to happen. So the Reserve Bank wants you to be poor. The Reserve Bank wants an economic collapse in South Africa. Okay. The Reserve Bank wants President Ramaphosa to keep borrowing money from other countries. Remember, when President Ramaphosa borrows 500 billion rand from other countries, where does that money go? You guessed it, the Reserve Bank. So whoever is the South African president has to go around the world borrowing money. President Jacob Zuma, borrowing money. All of these people, they have to borrow money every year and give it to the Reserve Bank. That's their job. Okay. You can Google all the money that President Ramaphosa has borrowed. President Ramaphosa, I think he makes 2 loans per year. It's like 500 billion rand per year. He goes to the IMF and then he goes to the World Bank. Then he goes back to the IMF and then he goes to the World Bank. And then goes to another somewhere else borrowing money again. And for instance, G20 summit. The G20 summit was basically President Ramaphosa borrowing money from other countries. They've said it. They said they've signed trade deals. Okay, so that's what the G20 summit was all about: signing trade deals, borrowing money. But this man borrows money. This man goes around the world borrowing money to give it to who? The Reserve Bank. He works for the Reserve Bank, and their job is to borrow money. It's a private-owned company. The Reserve Bank is the one that says, okay, VAT hike. So if you guys remember the VAT hike, increase in the taxes, taking money from you to them, that was the Reserve Bank. That was their idea. So the reason why our food is so expensive, the reason why potatoes cost 75 rand for a 10 kg bag of potato or a 7 kg bag of potato, and milk is so expensive, toilet paper is almost 100 rand when you buy those 12 packs or those large packs of toilet paper, your bread is costing almost 20 rand. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. As I said, I could go on and on for the next 2 hours. Okay? It's the Reserve Bank. The Reserve Bank does not want economic growth in South Africa. The Reserve Bank does not want that. The Reserve Bank wants foreigners in South Africa. Okay? The Reserve Bank wants that. The Reserve Bank wants crime in South Africa. Because crime is how they import and export. That's how they import and export cocaine and other drugs and firearms and all of these things. That's how they bring new money into the economy of South Africa on a daily basis. It's through importing and exporting. Sex trafficking to Nigeria. We all know where, if there are children missing in South Africa, like Jocelyn Smith, she went to Nigeria. We all know that. So these people are making it a point that South Africa stays the way it is. These people are making it a point that South Africa stays the way it is. There is no political party that can ever fix South Africa. Currently, all these current ones will never fix South Africa. Do you guys hear me? This is a fact. I'm talking facts here. This is a fact. There is no current political party that will ever fix South Africa because they get paid to not fix South Africa by the Reserve Bank. This is why Mmusi Maimane has never solved not one problem for us. This is why Julius Malema has never solved not one problem for us. Julius, don't get me wrong. Julius screams and shouts and he does that whole thing. He's this guy that makes a noise in parliament. He holds people accountable in parliament by screaming and yelling at them. But that's not going to fix South Africa. You don't build an economy by fighting with people. Okay. So South Africa's current problems will remain. Now, as I said, the goal of the Reserve Bank is to hand over South Africa to the DA so that things can continue the way they are. The DA's job is not to build South Africa and help black people. You guys need to wake up. Okay. The DA is not going to build jack for black people. The DA's job is to clean up South Africa. That's the DA's job, is to clean up the place and make the place look nice while everybody else is unemployed and everybody else is doing like Operation Dudula so that they can shoot you in the face and pepper spray you and arrest you and take you to prison. That's all that will happen now. And that's what they want. That is what they want. They want you to rise up and fight against the police because you're frustrated, you've been unemployed for a long time, your wife left you, your wife took your child. So obviously you're gonna be mentally, you're gonna rise up and doi. You're broke and your family has been decimated because you as a man you can't take care of your family. So obviously eventually you're gonna rise up. So I'm making this video specifically because of the whole G20 thing and everybody saying, wait, but why is South Africa, there's so much unemployment in South Africa, and there's so much this in South Africa, and there's so much that. What's happening in South Africa? Yes, the G20 was fine, but when they look at South Africa's statistics, South Africa has the worst statistics in the world. We have the worst of everything. I want you to think about this. South Africa is the richest country in the world. Okay, that's a fact. That is an actual fact. When it comes to gold, we have the most gold. We have the most minerals. We have the most of everything. Okay. Rare earth in South Africa. We have everything. So this means South Africa should have factories and mines everywhere. Right? If we have so much precious minerals, there should be factories and mines everywhere. Right? I'm letting the whole world know why there's so much unemployment in South Africa. Okay. I'm letting the entire world know why there's so much unemployment in South Africa. It's not that we can't fix the problems, because we can. We can build an economy. We can build factories. We can mine all these things. We can do all of this and create jobs, and our people will make money. All of that can be done, but it's not going to be done by the current guys, because the current guys are paid to not do it. Okay. The Reserve Bank does not want economic growth in South Africa. I mean, it's that simple. It's just, guys, if you take one thing away from everything I've just said, if there's only one thing that you remember from everything I've just said, please, it's this. The Reserve Bank does not want economic growth in South Africa. The Reserve Bank doesn't want that. Because if we are talking about industrializing South Africa and building factories and manufacturing plants, if we are talking about investing in mining, government-led economic growth and development, that means that the Reserve Bank is going to have to reinvest the funds. Okay. Remember, I was the first one to tell you that they're lying about SARS. If you guys remember in my previous videos, I'm the one that told you that SARS makes way more money than they tell us. Okay. SARS makes way more money than they tell us. Way more. So the Reserve Bank now have to give all of that money to the government, and the government now has to industrialize every city in South Africa and build a manufacturing plant in every city. And then in the major cities, we build a mine and we house people, we build property, we build apartment buildings, large apartment buildings, large ones, okay, to house all these people that are working. There's so much that we have to do. We have to build a new version of ESCOM altogether, a second version of ESCOM altogether, to produce renewable energy and power for all of this. My point is, the Reserve Bank is not going to just let go of that money. The Reserve Bank is not going to just let go of 2 trillion rand every year to empower black people and to build a black economy in South Africa. They're not going to do that. Okay. They would rather pay, let's say, Mr. Paul Mashatile, they'll rather pay Paul Mashatile 10 billion rand to do nothing. They'll rather pay Ramaphosa 100 billion rand to do nothing. They'll rather pay whoever is the next president, John Steenhuisen, they'll rather just pay him 10 billion to do nothing. And they'll pay all of these politicians billions and billions and billions. Look at racist Mackenzie and the Pathetic Alliance. Look at all these guys who now all of a sudden are worth a lot of money. Racist Mackenzie bought a soccer team for 50 million rand. Okay. He's the Minister of Sports and Agriculture. The guy's been a minister for what? 6 months? He'd been a minister for 6 months and he bought a soccer team. So do you see that these people will pay all these guys all this money? 50 million. Where the hell does Gayton Mackenzie get 50 million rand from to buy a soccer team? Does he have a factory? Does he have a franchise? Maybe he owns what? Does he own anything that we don't know? Maybe he owns what? A franchise. Maybe he owns a KFC somewhere. All right. What business does he own that makes 50 million rand? Okay. So all these South African politicians are super rich and they have 50 million rand to buy soccer teams and they have all of this stuff, but ultimately their job is to do nothing. Their job is to not solve South Africa's problems. The DA has made black people poor in the Western Cape. What the DA has done in the Western Cape to black people, I want to arrest the DA. I will listen, when I'm the president of this country, I will make it a point that the DA goes to jail for the economic genocide they are committing in the Western Cape and the massacre of colored people that's happening in the Western Cape. I'm a Xhosa man, but what's happening with colored people in the Western Cape is demonic. It is demonic. I'm a South African. I feel a kind of way when I see the statistics of murder and assassinations in the Western Cape. I feel some kind of way. I'm a human being at the end of the day. I'm a Christian. I'm a human being. As a Xhosa man, I feel some kind of way when I see that colored people are dying by the thousands every year. Statistically, it's 1,164 every year. I want you to think about that. 1,164 deaths in one city. That is demonic. That is a blood sacrifice. Okay. That is a blood sacrifice. That's not just random murders. No, that's not just an armed robber. That is a blood sacrifice. These people are devil worshippers. It really makes me upset, but I don't want to talk about that. Right? Guys, I really don't want to get upset. I really don't. In my previous videos, I always get upset because I read all this information and I show you guys the evidence and I end up getting upset, and the audio, my old computer here messes up the sound. This is why the sound is so terrible in my previous videos. Okay. So for the sake of the sound issue, I'm gonna try to calm down. So let's quickly move on. If you guys want to fix South Africa, we've been doing this for years. As South Africa will succeed, the party, as the SA party, because as a party we call ourselves SA party, South Africa party, that's it. We are South Africa and that's it. But our full name is South Africa will succeed. Okay? That's the full name of the organization. South Africa will succeed. My name is Siyako Sani. Okay? My name is Siyako Sani. I'm the president of South Africa will succeed, or the South Africa party. We came up with an economic plan that will reform South Africa's economy. We came up with a strategy that will reform the economy. We came up with a strategy that will reform the government. Okay. We came up with a strategy to get illegal foreigners out of South Africa. Those are the three things that we have to do in order to begin fixing South Africa. We have to build an economy. We have to reform government altogether. Government must be restructured from the SAPS all the way to ESCOM. We need to do a full audit and get rid of the thugs that are deeply, deeply, deeply rooted in our government offices. We need to get rid of those thugs. Okay. And we need to get rid of illegal immigrants. South Africa, listen to me. Your demise is planned. Your demise is orchestrated. Your poverty is manufactured. Your demise is planned. Your demise is orchestrated, and your poverty is manufactured. Your poverty is manufactured. You are made poor. You are not a poor country. They are making you poor. They want to give South Africa back to the DA. So you have the ANC, which is a criminal organization. The ANC is the biggest criminal syndicate in Africa. Okay, that's a fact. Whether you like it or not, that's a fact. You can't steal this much money and not be the biggest criminal syndicate. Okay, the ANC assassinates people, and they've been assassinating people for a long time. This is why guys like me have to hide and not show the world. We don't. You don't see me on a podcast like Sizwe Mpofu Walsh or MacG, right? You don't see me on a podcast showing my face everywhere. After everything I've done, after all the exposés that I've done exposing the lotto, that the lotto is rigged. We did that in 2017. After exposing all these people who are not qualified, who are running the Department of Health and the Department of Education, and all these people who are not qualified, after exposing all of these people from the ANC, you think I'm going to show my face? And now we still have cases that are pending. So we are still about to do at least 17 more exposés before I come out in public. My entire team, my private investigators, my legal team, my civil engineering team, we are busy fixing roads right now. But today it's raining, and it's been raining for the past few days, so we haven't been working outside. But I have a civil engineers team where we are fixing the potholes. My task team over there is busy. We are preparing for the month end. Okay, in the next few days, there's a month end. The end of the month, some of us are getting paid, so a lot of us will make donations into the political party. We have to buy asphalt. We have to buy building material for the roads. We have to buy food for the people. I'm not going to tell you where we are having a food drive, but we are giving away food and we're giving away water, okay, to a community. There's 500 families that we are feeding there. And we've been doing this for a long time. Okay. We will not tell you where we are because I'm not stupid. Okay? I know what a lot of you have husbands that work for the ANC. I don't trust none of you people. Okay. So guys, my point is this. When it comes to fixing South Africa, I wish you guys could join us or at least adopt our mentality. When I say adopt our mentality, I mean adopt our 3-phase solution: economic development. And I've already told you that we need to build factories. We need to totally change the mining industry of South Africa. Mining, the government has to make money from these mines. As the government, we have to make money from these mines. So if we are going to build a new government, we need to build a new government that's making money so that we can fund these factories that we are going to open. Okay. We need to build new banks in South Africa. There's so many things that we need to build in this country. So please, if you guys believe in that, and then if you guys believe in reforming government from the SAPS, we need to get rid of the thugs that are controlling the SAPS. We need to get rid of the thugs in ESCOM, the thugs in the Department of Public Works, the thugs in the Department of Education, in the Department of Health, in the Department of Transport. The thugs that are running our government, we need to get rid of them. We need to fight them. We need to put them in prison. Okay. And we need to deal with this issue of foreigners. Because at the end of the day, we are not going to just arrest all foreigners at the same time. It needs to be a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 kind of a situation, and then we deport them. Okay. Guys, please, 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 please wake up. South Africa, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Please wake up. Adopt our formula. For we need to transform this country. Please wake up. The time has come for you to wake up. I don't want you to do what Operation Dudula is doing. Don't get me wrong. I understand Operation Dudula. I love my South African people. I love my sisters. I'm not sure if it's I don't know who's in that organization. Right? There's Operation Dudula, and then there's March and March, and then there's a new one called Women for Change. Okay, the one that was driving the GBV protests. I'm not sure if these people are political parties or what's going on, but I understand you guys are frustrated. Guys, you need a plan. You are not going to win by just complaining. Complaining is not an economic strategy. Nobody has ever built an economy by complaining. The EFF has been complaining for such a long time. They've built nothing. Okay. We, as South Africa will succeed, have been fighting the ANC. We exposed the lottery. We exposed all the government officials who are buying qualifications. We've been exposing the ANC for a long time. Okay. That's a plan. That is a plan. That is a plan. Otherwise, to complain and do it, and all of this, getting shot by the police, getting arrested, and then you appear in court, and then you do all of this while you have a family that's obviously worried about you. It's not a winning formula. That is all I'm saying. Guys, we need to come together under a plan, and our plan is to transform. I've told you, to transform our economy, to transform government, and to get rid of illegal foreigners. That's our plan. Please take this plan. Please take this plan. Please join our movement. Adopt our consciousness. Please join our movement and adopt our consciousness, guys. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you, join our movement and adopt our consciousness. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the drug epidemic that I told you guys is coming. In my previous videos, I told you guys where the drugs are coming from. We first discovered that drugs are coming from Botswana, and then later on I told you that the ports of Cape Town are also doing their bit, and the ports of KZN are also doing their bit. Okay, I want you guys to watch this video. Please, just watch this video. It's just a little video. It's like a few seconds. Please watch this. Watch this, guys, please.
doing drugs in this video.
when you look at things like this, you automatically know that the police don't want to do anything about it, because we know who they are, these young men. We know where they hang out. The police know where they get their drugs from. And I'm telling you right now, it has a lot to do with foreigners and the ANC. All of this is government facilitated, ANC facilitated, all of it. All these drugs and is ANC facilitated. And everybody knows, who's involved. Everyone knows who's involved and what's happening. Everyone knows. You can, listen to me, you can go to one of these young men and take them and say, hey, where do you get these drugs? They'll tell you. You give them 20 rand, you ask them, Yela, where do you get these drugs? They'll tell you. So it's all of this is solvable. Our young men, because of unemployment and because of a bunch of other issues, they have to lash out in creative ways. This is the youth lashing out at society. Some of them become criminals and some of them do this. You look at issues like GBV. Okay, let's talk about it. GBV, let's go. Let's talk about it. If you guys really want to have this GBV conversation, let's talk about it. All this violence in our society, whether it's GBV or it's genocide, people are accusing South Africa of all kinds of things, right? Everybody knows it's genocide in South Africa. It's GBV, right? All of this is a result of a social system that is collapsing. Plus, there's Operation Dudula, and this is another operation over here, and next week there'll be some other guys. All of this is a result of a society that's collapsing, a social system that's going to hell. Demons of poverty are running this country. Big demons are running South Africa, I'm telling you. Demons are running this country. So if you are in the fight with guys like me, if you are in the fight to transforming South Africa, if you are in the fight, if you want to involve yourself in this fight, you need to understand we can't mess around. We have to save South Africa. This is not a joke. People's lives are getting destroyed while the ANC live comfortably. The people that are destroying the country are living comfortably. Right? So you have all of these committees, right? You have the Zondo Commission, and then you have the Ad Hoc Committee, and you have the Madlanga Commission. All of these commissions are telling you that our government is run by criminals. Now, you guys will see these numbers. They're saying, oh, they're stealing money, the 850 million, and this million, and 1.6 billion, and this million. This is the result of it. The result of it is unemployment. The result of it is economic frustration. The result of it is people getting massacred in the Western Cape. Our colored brothers and sisters getting massacred in the Western Cape. Homelessness, divorce, GBV, prostitution, witchcraft, all of it. We live in a toxic country. And we are not going to transform. Listen to me. You don't win with Satan by complaining. Satan enjoys it when you complain. We have to defeat these demons that are running this country. We have to actually defeat them. And my point is, it begins with each and every South African committing to this plan. All of us have to commit to this plan. There's one way of saving South Africa. We start by building the economy, and then we reform government, and then we get rid of illegal foreigners in our country. It's a 3-step system. All of us have to commit to it. And it's not expensive. It's not an expensive system. We can afford it. All of us have to commit to this system. That is the first step. So voting for MK is not going to help you. Marching with all these MK people and doing all of that's not going to help you. You will march for another 100 years while Helen Zille is the president. You will march for another 100 years and you'll keep voting for the MK party and voting for the EFF and voting for Action SA and Gayton Mackenzie's party and Musimaimane's party. You'll keep wasting your vote for the next 100 years. There will always be unemployment in South Africa if these people are in charge of our country. All of these lunatics in parliament who get exposed every day, by the way, for being corrupt. All of these people in parliament who every day get exposed. Bekitale was exposing Julius Malema left, right, and center. Bekitale was exposing the ANC left, right, and center. Bekitale was exposing the MK, telling us that the MK is funded by Ludenberg. Who's that guy? LL. Bekitale said his name is LL. He's a big Zama kingpin, and he's arrested. Larry Ludenberg. Google him. Larry Ludenberg is arrested right now. These are the people that are funding these political parties, right? These are the people that are funding these political parties. So if you think these political parties currently, if you think they will ever transform South Africa, you are dreaming, my friend. You are daydreaming, okay? Guys, I have to go quickly. I have to go. I've said everything, all the important things that I wanted to say. I've said, I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. I will not stop. South Africa will succeed. The SA party will not stop. We've been doing this for a very long time. A very long time. We're experienced in fighting these people underground. We're experienced in operating underground. We have experience in that. One day we will rise up. 2026 is here. 2026 is here. We will rise up and transform South Africa. But first things first, all of us have to agree on these things. All of us have to agree on the strategy. All of us have to agree on the economic reform strategy of South Africa's turnaround strategy, which is a 3-step program. Okay, the 3-step program, South Africa's turnaround strategy, all of us have to agree on it. Each and every South African has to agree. All of us have to agree. Each and every one of us, you have to agree. You can take a screenshot. You can go to one of my posts and take a screenshot. There's an image there. It's all over my page. I mean, it's all over my YouTube channel. You can go to my posts as well and take one of those screenshots. Look for our South Africa has 3 main problems, and this is how we plan on saving South Africa. Our plan is simple. You guys can go back and watch my videos. Okay, you can do a screenshot of it and keep it on your phone so that you know exactly what the plan is to reform South Africa's economy, to reform government and state-owned institutions, and then to deal with illegal foreigners once and for all. We need to deport each and every one of them. We need to close our borders. The gentleman from the SA Navy has said it. I mean, enough is enough, man. Our country is being destroyed. And guys, here's the thing. You can't afford to lose a family member due to maybe drugs, GBV, suicide, unemployment, sex trafficking. You can't afford, right now, if you're listening to me, you can't afford to lose a family member. Stop voting for clowns. The time has come for us to unite and save South Africa. But all of us have to agree on the turnaround strategy. All of us have to agree on the turnaround strategy by the SA party. Okay? All of us have to agree on this turnaround strategy. Okay. So guys, I have to go. I'm going to keep doing videos about this G20 because a lot of things are making me upset. I'm going to keep doing videos, okay? I love you guys, as I said. Like and subscribe. Make a comment if you want to, okay? You can support us if you want to. You can make donations if you want to. The number is in the description box. My WhatsApp number is 0622. It's in the description box. The 0622 number. contact me, make a donation. You don't have to show your face. I don't have to know who you are. But if you're interested in making a donation, please make a donation, guys. We need your donations, okay? So yes, my name is Fkced. I'm the president of the South Africa Party, or in full, South Africa will succeed. We will never stop. And guys, again, all the Christians in the house, please pray for our country. All the Christians in the house, please pray for our country. Pray for our country, guys. Pray for our country. If you can't afford to make a donation, the least you can do is to pray for South Africa. Okay? Pray for South Africa, guys. We need your prayers, okay? My name is Fkced. I'm the president of South Africa Will Succeed, or the SA Party. I love you guys. We will never stop. We will fight until we win. Okay? May God bless you guys. Cheers.